Okay, then hello everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Aswat, Payal, Prasanjeet, Vaishnavi, Shadi, Spence, Prabjot, Adarsh, Abdul. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and I welcome you all to the day 4 of this Flutter Essentials program. And as discussed yesterday, we are going to be starting with our project of music player today, right? I hope you guys remember, right? Yesterday we discussed that we're going to start with a music player, right? So I gave you 3 projects. That was a music player, a weather app, and a to-do list. And you guys basically gave vote for the music player. So that's why we are starting with a music player from scratch today. As you can see on my screen directly, that I have created a very fresh app. There's nothing. It is just like our first app, a simple Flutter demo homepage, a simple counter that is by default available. We're going to remove everything and we'll start everything from scratch. Okay, so good evening once again, guys. Good evening, everyone. Aditya, Yash, Vinod, Sarma, Vaishnavi. Good evening to everyone once again. And I hope you guys are excited for today's session, guys. Please let me know in the chat, guys. Please let me know in the chat. Are you guys excited for today's session? Everyone. First day. Okay, no issues, no idea, no issues, buddy. So the last 3 days are still available on YouTube, so you can go there anytime and you can still watch it. So it's totally fine. But yeah, to get the basics, you have to go to all like you have to see all that 3 videos because today we're going to directly build something. Okay, so you have to watch all those 3 videos to understand what we are doing here today. Okay, that's great, guys. That's great. So then, without any further ado, without wasting any more time, let's go and let's start our music player. Now, guys, see, we have 2 days, today and tomorrow. So we'll take these 2 days. See, basically, we have 2 days, but if you talk about time, we only have 2 hours. Today, 1 hour, and tomorrow, 1 hour, right? So we'll try to complete our music player in these 2 hours. And see, guys, we are not going to create a complete music player because we cannot do that. All the options, shuffling, and all that stuff. Don't think that we're going to do that because it's not possible to create all that while explaining in 2 hours. Okay. So I have planned it like this. See now. So today's day will basically spend on creating the list based on the music, a good list view, which we can scroll with all the options. And tomorrow we'll create the actual music player, the actual audio player, which will play the audio when I click on a particular music. So today, let's focus on the designing part. Tomorrow we'll focus on the functionality. When I click on audio, it should start playing that seek bar, all that stuff. We'll do it tomorrow. Weather app is better. See, yesterday I just did a voting, right? What you guys want? Actually, weather app was very easy. It would have only take it would have only took 1 day to create, but that's fine. Music player. Let's see if tomorrow we get a little more time. We can quickly do weather app as well. Let's see, or I'll give you a hint on how to do it, and you can make it by yourself. So no issues. So guys, are we ready? Let's go. So first of all, just like we always do, let's remove everything from here and let's make it blank from scratch. And quickly, let's go ahead and create stateful widget. Okay, a complete stateful widget. And let's name it my app because the by default name of the app is my app. That's why I'm naming it my app. But you can name it anything. It's totally fine. Okay. Now, guys, we are focusing on designing. So let's go. And again, okay, let's start. So first of all, not a container as we always do, a material app from here, the basics, guys, the basics. And inside this, home scaffold widget, right? And inside scaffold, the first thing that we always create is the app bar widget. So app bar. Now let's set up the app bar. So it has a title, which I'm going to pass a text widget there. And then inside that, let's slide music player. I'm not thinking of any name right now, but you can think of some good name for this. So for now, I'm just putting music player. Okay. And then a good looking background color. So I think we should give a black color, right? Let's try to create a black themed app. We can change color at any point of time, guys. So don't worry about that. We can change colors at any point of time. Okay. So background color, colors dot black. Let's say a little darker shade of black. So black 87. Okay. And let's see if it is getting created. Okay, refresh your app. Maybe it needs a restart. And here we go. Can you guys see that, everyone? A simple darker black player. That's all. A simple darker app bar with music player written on it. That's it. And now let's go and let's start creating body. Now see guys, today in body, I'm doing one more thing. I'm creating one more thing. Okay, yes, we have used container till now. We have used column and row. Today we are also going to talk about something called as stack widget. Stack widget in Flutter. Stack widget is something that helps you to create elements on top of each other. That's why it is called a stack. So you can create something in the background, then on top of it you can create something, then on top of it you can create something else. So you can have a background image behind, then you can have a list view on top of it, then you can have some other image on top of it. So a stack view, that's what a stack is. So columns create elements one by one vertically. Rows create element one by one horizontally. Stack creates element one by one on top of each other. Is that cleared? Increase the font size. Okay, I'll do it. I hope it is visible now, because if I increase it more than this, then it will become very complicated. Okay, like I won't be able to see it properly then. Okay, so I hope this much is fine. So let's go, guys. Stack, and it is exactly similar. So first of all, let's go with stack, and then we can say stack, and again it also has a children property, and inside that now we can start doing whatever we want. So first of all, I'm planning to create a container in the background, okay, to which I can give height, width, and color. So a container, and to this container I'm going to give no height, no width. So by default it will take full width and full height. That's why I'm not giving it any height and width. I'm simply going to give it a background color. So let's give a color, and same black but a little lighter black. So colors dot black, let's say 12. I hope it is lighter, otherwise I have to try some other way of giving it color. Okay, it's very less, it's very a little more darker, maybe black 45. See that, guys, everyone? A little more, maybe black 54 will be good for now. Yep, this is good, this is good. Everyone, okay? So in my stack widget, the first thing I have is a container. So at the bottom, at the furthest element is container. Now on top of it, I am going to create my list. First, I have what? A container. Now we can change the color in future. Don't worry, guys. We'll definitely change the color. I'm not liking this black, so we are definitely going to change the color. But on top of it, now I'm going to create my list view of my music elements. Now, guys, before we move ahead, the first thing that we need is data, the music data, right? We need the audio files or audio URL. See, either I can download audio and play it, or I can directly find online audio links and I can play it, just like you do with image, right? You can either download image and put it, or you can directly use online image link and display it. Just like that, I can either download an audio file, or I can directly use a online audio link. Okay, so I'm planning to use an online audio link in this case. Okay, and you can get it anywhere. There is a site called as soundhelix.com. You can get any audio link there, an mp3 link, proper mp3 link, you can get it there. Soundhelix.com, you can try it, guys. And now I'm going to prepare data. Okay, and my data will look like this. It will have a title. The song will have a title. The song will have a image source in which I'll display the artist image. The song will have a singer name. Okay, and finally the song will have the audio file, the actual file that I'm going to play. So these are the 4 properties of my data. Every audio that I have, every audio that I will have that I'm going to play, it will have these 4 details: a title, a source image in which I can display the artist or the album cover, singer name, and the actual audio file which I'm going to play. Okay, so to maintain this data, just by the rule of object oriented programming, let's create a class so that we can create multiple objects. So I hope all the people familiar with Java are understanding it. So what we'll do is we will create a class, okay, that will hold all these 4 properties, and whenever I need a new data, I'll create an object of it, just like we do in normal object oriented programming. If we use the link, then will it be available if I download the app? Yes, it's an online link, right? So definitely it will be available. Good afternoon, Naveen buddy. How are you? With small fonts, a splitting problem twice. Sir has already increased the size. Now it's fine. Okay, that's great, Anand. That's great, buddy. Okay, so now guys, let's prepare a class. So I need to create one more file. Let's create a Dart class, which exactly looks like a Java class. So new file, and let's name it musics.dart. Okay, it's simply going to be a class, guys, nothing big. It is simply going to be a class in which I'm going to create few properties. If you're familiar with object oriented programming, you know we just create a class which holds some properties, and to create an instance we just create multiple objects and pass some data, right? So let's go. Class, music, okay, or musics, whatever you like to call it. And then inside this, I'm going to create few properties. So string title, string image or source, whatever you like to call it. Let's call it image, and string. What else? What else do we need, guys? Singer, right? Yeah, singer, singer, and string. What is the last thing? The audio. So the audio, right? These are the four things we need. Now, see, guys, there's some error coming here. That is non-nullable instance field title. Now, what Dart is doing here is Dart doesn't allow you to create variables that have null values. Either you pass some value or assure me that you're going to pass some value here in future. That's what Dart does. Now, see, no other language does this. Only Dart has this new feature that either pass some value to it directly when you're creating it, either initialize it or promise me that you're going to pass some value to this. And to promise it, there is one more keyword that you have to use here, which is called as late. That you're basically saying, I'm going to give you value later. I promise you that. Now, Java doesn't do it. JavaScript doesn't do it, but Dart does it. Okay. So remember this, guys, late keyword. If anyone asks you in interview, you should know it. So you're simply promising that in future, later, I'm going to give a value to it. I'm not going to keep it null. Okay, so that's what you have to do, guys. So just apply late in front of all the variables and that's it. The error is gone. Okay, now I'm simply going to create a constructor by which I can create object and pass values. So musics. Inside this, I'm simply going to write this dot title, comma. These are the values I'm going to pass. This dot audio. This dot what was that? Image. Okay, I made a mistake here. Singer, right? Not singer. And this dot singer. Now see, again, it is telling me. See, the parameter title can't have a value of null. Again, the same thing. What if you pass null for it? I'm not sure. Make this required. That means whoever is calling this constructor, they should pass a value for it. Otherwise, I won't work. That's why you also have to add a required keyword in front of it to make sure that wherever you call it, this is going to be required. So basically, that is confirming that you're not going to pass null in it. These values or these variables are never going to be null. That's why you say late here that, okay, fine, in future, I'll give some value to you. And here it required. That means whoever is calling this constructor, they will definitely pass some value to it. That's why I'm making it required. Everywhere, let's just make it required. Copy this. Which language should I learn before Dart programming language? Anything. I think Java will be good because it has a lot of resemblance with Java, and JS will also do. But I think Java has a lot of resemblance with this. So Dart follows a lot of Java. So yeah, Java should be good. If you know basics of Java, it's enough. Or directly learn Dart. No need to learn any other language, Manu. Directly learn Dart. Directly learn Dart. It'll be easy. Okay, guys. So everyone, a simple class. Okay, and let me just follow the sequence in which I've written title, image, singer, audio. So title, image, singer, so that it's easier for me to read audio. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? So a simple class with a simple constructor, and there is something going on here. What's that? Semicolon. Yep. No, not that. I forgot semicolon here. So sorry. How can I put a semicolon there? So dumb of me. Okay. Fine, guys. So now we have a simple class available, which is having a simple 4 properties. Now we can create n number of objects of this class and maintain title, image, singer, audio data. Cleared, everyone? The first step of creating the data, guys, is the first step cleared? Everyone, please tell me. We just created a class. Now we can create 10, 20, 30 objects of this and maintain 10 titles, 10 images, 10 singers, and 10 audio files. Okay, cool. Now then, we'll go here and we'll try to create the list of objects. We'll try to create an array of objects here. Okay, and for that, what I'm going to do is, where is my, yep, this is my class. Okay, so in my class, I'll go and I'll simply create a list now. I'll simply create a list. List here basically is like an array. Here, list basically means an array, guys. List basically means an array. And to create it, just use the list keyword, list, and call it musics, just like that. Okay, and again, same thing, late. Don't forget late. You cannot keep null variables. Either give some value or just tell them that you're going to put values later. That's why late. Either final or late, but yep, you require it. Okay, now then, I am going to create a function called as getList. Okay, and the return type of this is list. See guys, list here basically means an array. Okay, don't get confused. Now what is this? What's going on here? The body might complete normally causing null to. Okay, that's fine. We have to return data. So return a list. That's basically an array. See that, guys? So I've created a function called as getList of list type, and in this, it's simply an array. And now in here, I can go on and I can create n number of objects. So let's go and let's start creating objects. Is list and heterogeneous array like yes, 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 yes. It's like that only, yes. So now we can create our musics and see. Now I have to pass all these things, right? Now, from where should we get data? So don't worry, to save time, I have already prepared the data in a notepad. You can see it. I have already prepared the data in a notepad just to save time. I hope that's fine, everyone. I have already prepared data in notepad just to save time. So either now I can copy one property, or should I copy everything directly, guys? What do you say? Actually, I was practicing in the morning. I was basically extracting this data and I was seeing if this works. That's why in the morning only I prepared this data so that it's easier for us to move ahead. Okay. Cool. Then let me directly copy this whole data. Let me move this notepad on my second screen and let me just. But yes, there's one problem. In the morning, I named my variables title, title, singer, URL, and image. And now I have named them title, image, singer. Okay, everything is fine. Only audio, I'm calling it URL. So yeah, let's also change this to URL. Doesn't matter, right? And my sequence is title, singer, URL, image. Okay, so let's change the sequence as well. Title, singer, so that it's easier for me to copy. Now I did it in the morning, so at that time I followed a different approach. Now I'm following an easiest approach to explain you that. So title, singer, and then I have second is URL, and finally I have image. See, I'm reading this sequence. I'll tell you. Otherwise, you'll be confused. What am I doing? See, I'm reading this sequence. In the morning, I was doing this. See that? How can we get that data? Don't worry, I'll give you that. I created it in the morning, so I'll give you this. Don't worry. So see, I have this sequence: title, singer, URL, image. That's why I also changed my sequence here. Okay, title, singer, URL, image, so that it's easier for us. That's it. Okay, then now here musics, and now let me just copy this whole thing and let me just paste it here. From this, I'll paste this, and here we go, guys. You can see that now one object is created. See that? One music constructor. Basically, I'm creating an object in which I'm passing title, singer, URL, and the image. And I have multiple ones. So let me just take everything from here. So let me take all the music. I have created around 10 objects. So let me just take all of them. And let me just paste it here. There we go. Done. You can see that now. This is my list, guys. Let me just close this notepad. And here we go. This is my list. See? So return list of 10 music objects. Music object means this is the class and these are all its objects. And I think I forgot semicolon at the end. Yeah. Where's the issue? This is the issue. So where else is the issue? Where else I'm getting an error? Okay, I didn't copy the image properly. Let me also open the note. I forgot to copy the image properly, guys. So sorry about that. Yep, see? Yep. And I think that should be it now. Yes, that's done. Okay. Your class of object sequence need to be fixed. Your class of object sequence, that's fine. It is, this sequence doesn't matter. That sequence doesn't matter. The sequence that matters is this, because these are parameters, right? So we have to pass it in a proper sequence. This sequence doesn't matter at all. These are just variable creation. You can have them in any sequence. The sequence that matters is this, because these are parameters, right? Can we get a list of all music from? Yeah, obviously. We can create a API and we can get it from there. But for now, just to save time, we are doing this. But yeah, you can obviously create a API. You can have a database where you can all store all this data and directly get it. It's totally fine. But right now, our main aim is not database. In future, you, if you want to connect this music player to a real database, you just have to remove this list, call a database, and it will give you back the list. That's it. But right now, we are just mimicking that behavior. We don't have actual database as of now. That's why we are doing this. Okay, and that should be it. And here we go. And see, it has also imported that file music.dart that we created, because see, we are using the class here, right? We are using the constructor to create objects, so it's important to import that file here. So see, it has imported it, music.dart. You don't have to worry about it. This much your VS Code can do by default. Okay, now I need to pass this whole list inside this music's list that I have created as soon as my widget start building or widget gets built. For that, we have a constructor like function, a lifecycle function called as init state. Okay, why it is not coming? I think I'm forgetting about come on. What is the type? I want to use that init state function. Am I doing it wrong somewhere? So will there be any storage limit or it won't? If you're using a database, there is no limit, right? Like now it depends on how bigger of a database you have bought, right? It depends on that, right? Is it not want to import music? You have to import it. You have to import it. Yes, you have to import it. Now I'm confused. What was the type of the init state? Why my init state is not coming here? That's where I'm getting confused now. Okay, there's nothing. That's it. Init state, and now simply basically this init state is a lifecycle method. It is called as your widget build. That's when it's called. Whenever your widget build function is called, whenever the widget is built, at that same time, this init state is called only once. So it's a lifecycle method. And what I want is as soon as the init state gets called, please pass this whole list into my music's variable. That's it. And some issue is here. What is that? You have to override it because yeah, it is coming from the stateful widget, right? So yeah, you have to override it, and that should be it. What else do we have? Super. No, we don't want. We want to call super actually. So for that, super dot init state. So that we are also calling the parents init state. Just some object oriented stuff. That's all. So basically, guys, this init state function is called whenever your widget starts building, only once in the start. Okay, it's a lifecycle method, and then whenever it happens, I call this get list function, which returns me this list. Okay, and I'm storing it in this musics variable. Now that musics is nothing but an array of objects. Is that clear, guys? Mobile physical storage limits the amount songs download. Is this correct? Mobile physical storage. Yeah. If you're downloading it, if you're always playing it from online, then you need internet, but it is not hampering your mobile storage. So that's what the difference is, right? Like when you listen songs on Ghana.com or something like that, if you have not downloaded them, it's not affecting your mobile storage. You're listening them online, but yeah, it requires internet. Once you download them, you don't require internet, but now that affects your mobile storage, obviously. Is that clear, Naveen? And right now we are not downloading it. Right now we have not downloaded any music. We are simply using this data, which is actually having a link of the audio file. See, an online link of the audio file. And see, this is the site I was talking about, soundhelix.com. You can go here and get some example sounds easily. Okay, don't have to download it. So guys, done. We have a simple array. See guys, here it is list, but let me call it array so that you guys can understand. So here we have a list or an array variable called as musics, and as soon as my init state is called in the start when the widgets build, at that time I call my getList function, which returns an array of objects, and I store it in musics. So can you explain how to import the data available music in the mobile and how to access a mobile's music data said by coding? Yes, it's fine, you can access files, but let's see if we get time to do that. First let's complete this, but let's see if we get time to. Okay, line number 24. Yeah, it is basically, now this is object oriented stuff. It's basically calling the parents init state. So you're calling init, you're overriding the method, right? You're overriding the init state method from the parent, which is nothing but this stateful widget. So you also have to call the init state of this parent, and to call anything of the parent, you always need this super object. The super object is always used to call anything of the parent that belongs to the parent. So you also have to call init state of the parent. That's why super dot init state. It's some basic object oriented stuff. Okay, cool. Now then, guys, can we move ahead, guys? Everyone, we have the data now, and now we have to build our list around this data. We have to build our list around this data. So I hope, let's go, everyone. Okay, cool then. So for that, first of all, okay, in here we have created a stack, and the first element in the stack is a container. Now time for the second element, that's going to be a column. And see, guys, since it is a stack, this column will be built on top of the container. Since it is a stack, this column will be built on top of the container, not below it, on top of it. So we have the container, and on top of it, this column will be built because it's a stack. And in stack, every children is built on top of each other like that. Okay, so let's go, everyone. Column, children. And inside this, again, you can have a container, or but what am I going to use? Okay, I need to also apply looping because I have a list and I need to create a widget again and again. So I have to use looping. So let me think of a technique first. So the children that I'm going to have here is, oh, yes. So first thing we need here is a expanded widget. Okay, so that basically whatever I'm creating takes the full space available. Okay, and then inside that, I need a child. Okay, that's going to be, what do I need here? List view. Okay, I need a list view, and in this I need to pass two things. That is, first is, okay, I'm making a mistake here, maybe. I need list view dot builder, not list view. List view dot builder. So basically, guys, what does list view dot builder do? List view builder, basically, you have to tell it which array you're focusing on, and based on that array, it will loop through the array and create n number of widgets depending on your array. Think of it like generating cards using loop in JavaScript, or generating cards using loop in PHP or Java, generating elements using loop. So now this list view dot builder will help you to loop through the element one by one, and for every element it will create the widget that you are telling it to create. Now don't worry, once it happens, you'll understand it easily. So let me close this. Now focus, guys, focus. So child expanded widget child is a list view builder, which basically acts like a loop. Okay, and it has two things. The first thing you have to pass is item count, the number of items you're expecting it to create. That is nothing but the number of elements I have in my array. So that will be simply musics dot length. These are the number of items I expect you to create. So you have to run your loop this many times. And then item builder has a function in which you have to pass two things: the context and, okay, it should come by default. Actually, I forgot the second one. Context and index. Yes, the context and index. And then here you go with this. Now what is it? You can directly pass your element. Yes, no need to curly braces. So guys, context is nothing but the context of the object. Context is nothing but the context of that builder object. Okay, just like you have class context, you have a function context, the area or the current object. That's what context is. Basically, the class of that particular widget that you're going to create now. The class, not the class, the object or the reference or the context of that particular element that we're going to create now. Is that clear, guys? So now see, first I have a column. Inside that column, I have basically an expanded widget. Okay, actually, I didn't need a column here. Do I need a column here? Actually, I don't need a column here. Yes, actually, we don't need a column here. I'm going to through my list view. Okay, yes, actually, you don't need a column here. You can directly have expanded widget. Yes. In your stack, you can directly have expanded widget. Now see, I'll explain you what I'm doing. Let me take a browser page for you. Wait, guys, I'll explain you. Don't worry. Let me open Jamboard. See now. See the whole process. See the whole process. So first thing, let me do it screen by screen. First thing you have is your scaffold, okay, in which you have an app bar. Then you create a stack. So let's say this is your stack that you have created. On that stack, the first thing you create is the container. So this is your container. Let me mention, this is your, don't worry guys, these UIs go like this. So yeah, we have to keep in mind. Okay, this is your stack. And inside that stack, the first element is nothing but what? The container. And after that container in the stack, I have one more element that will be built on top of the container. That is nothing but the expanded widget on top of it. Okay, this is your expanded widget. Now inside this expanded widget, inside this, on top of this, or basically inside this expanded widget, what I want to do is I want to create a lot of items based on the number of elements. And for that reason only, inside the expanded widget, I'm using this list view builder. It will basically throw a loop. That loop will go through my array elements one by one, and then I can create n number of elements there, just like that. Okay, so let's go, guys. Where is my emulator? Here we go. Cool. So let's go now. So now what I want to do is the number of times this list view builder runs, I want to generate a inkwell widget. Inkwell widget is something that gives you a tap feature. The tap that you do on Android, right? The tap that you do in list, the taps to open something, tap to close something. So inkwell widget gives you a tap event. That's why we're going to use this. It's a container only, but it gives you a tap event. That's why we're going to use this. So inkwell, and inside that, first of all, the thing that I'm going to mention is on tap function, which is doing nothing now. Tomorrow we're going to use it. When I tap on a particular music, it will take me to some other page. That's why I'm keeping it blank, on tap. And then the child of this, now we can define a single list element. So now guys, think of it like this. Let me again open the Jamboard for you. Okay. So first of all, tell me guys, have you understood this whole thing, what we have done? First, we have the stack. On the stack, we have the container. Inside the container, what we have, guys? We have the expanded widget again on top of it. And inside expanded, we have a list view builder now, which is going to build a inkwell component, inkwell widget. And inside that inkwell, I'm going to create my image, title, and all that stuff. And since that list view builder is running like a loop, it will generate multiple inkwell widgets one by one, like that. Is it clear, guys? That's what's going to happen here. Okay. I hope it is understandable, guys. Please tell me. Expanded width is what displayed. Yes, that's what exactly expanded is. So basically, depending on the layout, depending on the width, it will always try to take the full width of the container, right? That's why we're using expanded, so that if in future the size increases or decreases, it is still not basically getting hampered. It is taking full width or getting lessened depending on the screen size. That's what basically expanded is. Simple. I didn't use a container because I didn't want to give any height and width to it. That's why I simply used a expanded widget for that particular thing. Okay. Now then, guys, let's move ahead and let me open my VS Code again. Here we go. And let's go now. So a child in this, it's going to have, I'm going to have a row, maybe. Yeah, we can have a row. See, guys, now we are designing this single element. So this single element is your inkwell. Now inside that, I'm going to create a row to which I'm going to give an image and some title like that. So then let's go. So child is going to be a row. And inside that row, sir, can you say how your viewing errors happening in a particular time? Right now, any error didn't happen, but yeah, if it happens, I have error lens that tells me if I have missed anything or semicolon. So that gets read, right? So I just hover on it. So if I make a mistake somewhere, see that thing gets read. So I basically hover on it and see it tells me what is the error and what it is expecting. Okay. Now, guys, row, and inside this row now, we're gonna see now. Everyone, please focus again. This is your inkwell widget. And inside that, I'm creating a row. You know what is a row is? It's a widget that generates, that helps you to place your elements horizontally. So with the help of that row, I'm going to put the image here, the singer name, and sorry, the song name, the singer name, and the play button here, just like that. 1, 2, 3 elements in a row. Okay, so let's focus again, guys. So in the row, the first thing I want to create is a container. Okay, or actually, I want to create a padding first. Padding will do, right? No, padding should be actually on top of it. Yes, I need a padding on top of it first because I need some padding, right? So let's have a padding container first. Okay, or you can also have a container which has padding, doesn't matter. So padding, and then padding edge insets dot all. Don't worry, guys. If something happens, we are here to solve it. Don't worry about that. Okay. Then child will be a row. This padding elements child will be a row, which will help me generate all my elements. So the first thing that I'm going to create is container in that row. I forgot the children. And then inside that, I'm going to create a container. And inside this container, I'm going to give some height and width quickly. Height of around, let's say 80.0. Width also of 80.0. And then inside this, I'm also going to do what? Height, width. Okay. So I can use decoration, or I can use, okay, let's give it a child first. So child, I'm going to give it a clip or rect. That will help me to give border radius to my image. So this container is having a child of clip or rect. And inside that, I'm going to give a border radius. So border radius dot circular, and around maybe anything like 10, I think, or maybe 8, doesn't matter. Okay, something like 8. So that will be my border radius, guys, inside this clip rect. And this clip rect will also have a child that will be my image. Now, yesterday we learned image, right? So image dot from network. Now, guys, where do we have the image? In my array. And see, guys, the index is available here. In this loop function that item builder is providing, the index is available, which goes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I want to access any element of this array, now, guys, see, how do I access any element of this array? This musics is my array. So musics of 0 will be this element. Musics of 2 will be this element. Sorry, musics of 1. Musics of 2, musics of 3, just like that. So now here we'll go and just put musics of that index dot image, because here I want to put an image. Can you give height and width auto? That should take the default screen size of the mobile template as we have used. But no, I want this container to be 80/80 because I want this, right? I want image of size this. See, what am I doing is now I am creating this thing. This inkwell is going to create a list for me. This inkwell is going to create a simple item for me in which I want my image here like this. I want my title here, song name, sorry, singer name here, and I want a play button here. This is what I'm trying to do, guys. This is my layout. Okay. So this inkwell is going to create this box for me. Inside that, I have what? A padding, which will create these gaps that I have, right? Inside that, I have a row. And inside that row, the first thing I have is a container and an image, which will create this for me. That's the trick. Now I'll give some gap and create my title. I'll give some gap and create a play button. That's my whole plan. Is that clear, everyone? Is it not want write a function before call them because you write? Is it not want write a function before called? No, it is init state, right? Init state is automatically called in the start, so we don't have to worry about it. Whatever we put in that, it's like, think of it like a constructor. Think of it like a constructor. It's a lifecycle method which gets called when the widget builds. So in the start only it will get called. You don't have to worry about it. So guys, are we clear till now? Please tell me, everyone. So we have, see, again, let's focus. App bar. Let me open the emulator again. We have the app bar, and then we have the body, which is having a stack. And the first thing I have is a container, which is this black thing. And then I have an expanded widget. And then inside that, I have a list view builder, which will basically help me to run a loop structure through my array. Okay, so this function will be called the number of times I have elements. So I have 10 elements. I have given it. I have told the list view that item count is 10, music dot length. So you have to run 10 times. So this function will run 10 times with the index of 0 to 9. And every time it will generate this element. Every time it will generate, guys, what? This element, this padding element. And this, sorry, not the padding element, this inkwell element. Okay. And this inkwell element is nothing but this single box, inside which what am I doing is I'm planning to create a padding that will create gaps around it, some gaps around it. And then inside the padding, I'm creating what? I'm creating a row. And inside that, again, children. And then the first thing I create is a container with an image that will help me to create this image. That's it. That's what I'm doing. Is that clear, guys? That's the whole thing. Now I'll give some gap, create title and singer name. I'll give some gap, create a play button. And just like that, because it's a loop, it will generate multiple components like this. One more inkwell, and it will create a list like that. Now let's see. So far, what's actually being created? Let's see that. I hope it will create something. Let's see. Oh, there's some issue. Field music has not been initialized. You have to restart your app, guys, once if you get this, because you added any state, right? So whenever you add an init state, restart your app. Can you see that, guys? Everyone, can you see that? You're getting a list of images. Everyone, can you see that? So the first thing is done, but I don't know why my images are not having any height and width. So I think I might have done some mistakes. So we'll solve it. Don't worry. We'll solve it as well. So I think I forgot to give any height and width to the image. So let's give some height and width to the image as well. So what should I do for this? Okay, I'm getting the proper images, but their height and width is not working like that. What I felt. So height, container height is 80 bit. Okay, let's just give it a color just to see what's happening with the container. So color of colors dot amber. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so the container size is good, but my image is not increasing depending on that. See, the container size is fine. See that, everyone? And inside that I have the image. Okay, so now I need to make this full width. Okay, can I do this then? Width equals media query dot what was the function of context dot uh, not copy width. What was the feature? I forgot the name actually. List of data is like dictionary. Yes, yes. Think of it like that only. I forgot the property that used to give it a full width. Size dot width. Okay. And yes, a comma here. Let's confirm if this is making it full width. Let's see. Nope. And let's also try to give it same height, full height. Let's see if it does something. Might have done some silly mistake somewhere. No, this is not making it. So, okay, no issues, guys. We'll find out. We'll find out. We still have tomorrow's day. We'll find out something to give it a full width and full height. I don't know why it is not clipping properly. It should clip actually. It should clip it properly. Why it's not clipping it? Mm, yes, Solomon. Yes, that's correct. Yes, box width will definitely help. Exactly. It's like not contain cover will help. It's like background image. Yes, 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 yes. What was the property for it? What was the property for it? What is size or was it what? Was it width? What was the property for it? I forgot the property. No, no. Yes, we'll remove that comma. So not contain cover will help. Okay. I forgot the property name. Width box fit dot cover. What is the property? Yes. Is it sure it is decoration? It doesn't come in decoration. Are you sure it is? It was decoration only. Um, in which property? See, that's the problem. Decoration property of the image. Are you sure? Decoration is not allowed in image, right? Okay, do we have to give it to the clip rect then? Are you sure? Image doesn't have any decoration property, right? Image doesn't have any decoration property. Container has, yes. So we have to give it. Yes, yes, yes. We have to give it to the container. Yes, yes. So decoration, box decoration. So bad, I forgot this property actually. And inside which it was, what was the property name? Was it box fit? No, right? What was the property name in which we have to pass this box fit dot cover? What is the property name? Can you help me out? Help me out with that? What is the property name? Um, come on, quickly, or we can find it out here. Fit. It's not coming in here. Somehow it's not coming in here, buddy. Guys, keep helping me. If you have internet access, keep helping me. It is not coming in here. Are you sure it's a part of this only? Actually, the part of image only, I think. Let's see. Okay. That means it's part of image only. We just forgot the property. It's not a part of, yeah, it's part of the image only, not the part of the container, Solomon. But yeah, still, thank you so much for the help. You at least made me remember this property, boxfit.cover. Otherwise, I was trying to do it with height and width. But yeah, anyway. So guys, your image also has a fit property that I forgot to tell you, to which you can just use it like background image in CSS, contain, cover, right? So yep, we can use this boxfit.cover. Yes, it's a part of the image only. Yes, it happens. Don't worry, it happens. Writing these widgets like this, it is always confusing. So it happens. It's totally fine. New image asset. Yes, now we saw it. Now it's fine. Now it's fine. Fit. Actually, I completely forgot this property name. I thought it was width, but it's fit. Okay, guys. So now see, we have the image. And now what I want to do is I also want to give the text and all that stuff. So let's go. So in my row, the first thing is done. Container is done. Now after container, I want to create a size box to give some gap. So a sized box with a width of around, let's say 20 maybe, 20.0. So it will just create a gap for me. And after that, I need to create a container again in which I'll have two text widgets. Okay, okay, you can directly create a column here. So I again want a column, not a container, a column. See guys, now what I'm doing is, let me just again tell you what exactly am I doing. Otherwise it will get confusing. So this inkwell is done, padding is done, this image part is done. Now I have created this much gap here by using this sized box. I have given around 20 gap by using this sized box. So now I'll have this much gap. And after this gap, I'm creating one column in which I'll write my title and singer name one by one in vertical fashion. That's why I'm using column. Okay. So image, then a little gap. So image container, then a little gap, and then a column that will help me to write my names, title and singer name one by one in vertical fashion. Where is my emulator? Yeah, here we go. So now let's go, guys. Column, children, text. So let's write the text quickly. And the text is nothing but, again, your object, right? So musics of index dot title. Okay, let's apply some style to it quickly. Style, text style. And I want to only give few things like font size. So font size of maybe 20 will be enough for this. Okay. And we can make it a little bolder. So font weight dot bold. That should be it. Just make it const. I think it needs it. So yep, here we go. And now let's see if we are getting this. Yep, here we go. Uptown Funk, Black Space, Shake It Off, Lean On, Sugar, Believer. And just like that, I also want the singer name. So let's quickly go and one more text widget is like this. Just a little smaller font size for it, like 18. No boldness. And here it will be singer. Singer. And here we go. See that, guys? Everyone? Are we cleared? Okay. So now we have this, both of them. And I also want the alignment to be, so I'll go here in column and I'll do main axis align, oh, actually cross axis alignment. Cross axis alignment, cross axis alignment dot start. Now everything will be aligned to the start. Yes, yes. So we just use cross axis alignment of the column and that's it. Everything will come to the start. Just like flexbox cross axis alignment, it is exactly like that. Because right now the direction of the elements is column, right? So if the direction of the element is column, the y is your main axis and x is your cross axis. So if you want to do anything on the x axis, movement and alignment, you have to use cross axis alignment. So cross axis alignment dot start, and that's it. Now everything is adjusted perfectly fine. See that, guys? And if you want, you can also use a small size box between them just to create a little gap. The sized box and just a little bit of height around 8 maybe, just to create a little gap. That's all. Now what? Ah, sorry, I forgot to write the property name. That was height. Save it and see, guys, now we have a little gap. Actually 8 is too much. Let's give it 5. Okay, yep, here we go. And yes, don't forget to remove the color, the background color of the container. We don't need it, right? We just put it to see it. Yep. So now it is something like this. See that, guys? Everyone, the list is getting generated. We are almost close in completing the list. So music player and all the list is here. And now I need a play button on the right side here, a play button. So let's go and let's create. So now done with this column, come out of the column because columns work was only to create two things one by one, this text and this text. Both the text are arranged in a column fashion. Now come outside the column and create one more size box with some width. It will again create gap. So now you're back to row. Now you're back to row. So sized box and some width 20.0. Now is the time to create that. So I think for this we can use just an icon. That will be fine. So there's a play pause icon directly available. So icons dot play circle. We can use this play circle fill, something like that. It will create a proper play button for us. And we can also give it a color, colors dot white 54. Okay, and we can we need to also give it a size. Size, let's say 45. Okay, something like this. Guys, wouldn't it be good if I just move it to the right side directly? Because right now, because of the sized box, it is depending on the size. It is going here and there. What if we directly push it to the complete right? Should we do that? For that, don't use sized box. I think for that, we can directly use a spacer. Just a spacer widget, and that's it. It will create, it will take all the space that is in between and it will just move it to the right side like this. See? And that's it, guys. We have our first list of music, if you can see. See that, guys? Now, if you want, you can go ahead and change the background color of it. So let's actually change the color. Let's go to the main container. Where is my main container? Yep, stack container. Let's not make it black. Let's actually give it a proper black. So there is one more way of giving color, guys. You can also give const color constructor. You can pass value here, hex code value. So let's just go and search for color picker and let's take some hex code value for this kind of black. Yep. Take this hex code And let's go in VS Code. Let's open the emulator as well. And here, just pass this. Working why? Value of type symbol can't be assigned to parameter of type int. Okay, I think I need a different way of passing it. I think it requires a different. It doesn't directly go with hex code. We need a different way of. Confusing where does the widget is ending? Confusing parenthesis. Can you please help? Yes, Prabjot. See, first thing is, if you ever get confused in closing and opening, just go to the opening place and you'll see where it is closing. See that. Or there was one extension I forgot. Let me just see what was that. I think it was having a name of Flutter bracket, something like that. There was some good extension. Flutter files, rainbow brackets, Flutter tree. So it basically connects all the wherever your things are ending and closing. It connects all that. Bracket colorizer, but it gives different colors. There's something that only gives white, right? No, no, no. I don't know to use the bracket colorizer. There is one more thing. Bracket colorizer will give different color to the bracket. I want some. There is something that creates a tree-like structure. Like I don't need it because I always follow my lines. These lines, see, I always follow these lines to understand it. But there is a fun. There is a good. What was the name? Forgot. Let me take a browser window to see what was the name. What was the? Okay, I have the browser window here. Let me just see. Flutter bracket extension. What was that? I forgot the name of the extension. I don't use it. Initially, I was using it when I started it. Guys, anyone know the name of the extension? Flutter tree? Confirmed? Are you sure? Let me install it. Let me also take my emulator here. I hope it works. I forgot the name because I used it maybe 2 years back. Flutter tree. Okay, let me just zoom it out a little bit, guys, so that I can see what's actually happening. No, it actually helps to create the tree, right? It is not giving that bracket effect that I want. No, there is one good extension. No, this is not the one. This is not the one. It is not giving that bracket effect. It is still having the lines. It actually only helps you to create the tree. How can we? How can I forget that extension? No, I don't need rainbow brackets. I forgot the name. I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot the name. Okay, I'll come up with it. Let me remember it. Let me remember it. Let me remember it. So it's a good extension. Actually, what happens is it creates proper brackets. It actually creates proper. Wait, I'll show you. So what it does is it creates hints like this. It will draw a line from here and it will end it somewhere here. So you can actually see that complete where your widget is starting and where your widget is closing. Because yeah, in Flutter, I know brackets make a lot of things confusing because everything is literally inside everything. Widget inside widget inside widget. So it may happen. I know. So for now, just adjust. Let me just find out the extension. I'll tell you tomorrow, Prabjot. Don't worry. Let me just find. I used it 2 years back, so I can't recollect the name now exactly. But let me see. Let me see. And here we cannot pass a color like this. I think I cannot pass hex code directly. Yes, no, there is a different way of passing it. I think what was that? Okay, a lot of issues, lot of issues, lot of issues. Flutter color constants values. Okay, for now let's use something else. We'll see what we can do. Okay, colors dot. For now, I actually wanted black, but not the exact black. Can I use something like 85? No, whatever is available, I have to use that only. But black, in the black we have only this much shade. There is a way of passing hex codes, but that is not hex codes. That's a different value, right? Because I passed hex code, it was not working. Okay, fine. Let's use the same color as of now. We'll change it. Don't worry, guys. Let me just see what was that. Okay. Now you'll have something like this. And yeah, obviously we have to change our text color to white. So let's do that as well. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. VS Code is helping me in that. I forgot. Yep, yep, yep. Come on, get clicked. Okay, then I have to use this from alpha RGB. I'm not planning to use it, but yeah, for now it was fine. So yeah, don't worry. I'll show you that way directly using the color constant. So colors dot. For now, let's keep it black 87. Doesn't matter. Okay, and let's also make our text white quickly. So where is our text? Text. Okay, so now I want to change the color for it. So colors dot white. Just like that, we also have to come here and give this colors. Now see, is it clear, guys? Everyone? So a simple music player list view, which is basically, now you can actually work a little more on it and make it a little more better. It's totally up to you now, guys. See, I created a very basic list, but you can still give some borders in between. You can make it small or bigger, and depending on that, it can look much more better than this. But you have to just try. You have to try for that. Let's say, for example, if I make it 70-70, I think it will look a little more better if I just reduce the size of the images. Maybe 60-60. Let me see. Yep, see, this looks much more better, right, guys? So this looks much more better, right? That big images were taking a lot of size. So now this is cooler, and you can change the color of this play button. So let's do that. Let's do that. So by default, it's white. I have given it white actually. It needs a const, I think. We'll give it afterwards. So let's not make it white. Let's give it a color of, let's see, do you have any red shade, red accent? Yep, something like this you can give, see? Is it clear, guys? Everyone can give it something like this, or you can give it some white, or you can give it some orange, depending on the shade of your app. You can do like that. Cleared, everyone? Guys, tell me. So this is the list view that we have created with the help of, okay, I think now I can increase the size, right? Yeah. With the help of this list, this music list. Okay. Now tomorrow what we're going to do is, let me open the emulator. Tomorrow what we're going to do is, tomorrow when I click on this play, I'll open another view. I'll open another view, and in that view, I'll have a proper music player setup. This image in a bigger size, the song name, the singer name, a good seek bar, and a play pause button, and the sound will actually play. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. This is the task that we're going to do tomorrow again. Okay, now see, it took almost 1 hour to create this. So that's fine. That's fine. Okay. But I hope you guys understood everything. Please tell me, everyone, have you guys understood this whole thing? Are you guys enjoying Flutter? We are really making a mobile app, and tomorrow we'll also shift this app into a real mobile phone. Tomorrow we'll shift this complete app that we are making into the real mobile phone, and we'll see if it is working. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So I hope this simple list is clear to everyone. Okay, and since this is emulator, it will work much more better in your mobile phone. Okay, guys. So you also have to submit this same project. So you can sit today and start making this list. And there is no rule like you have to make the exact same thing. You have learned a lot of things. You can make it look much more better. You can make it of a different shape or a different size. You can give different colors. You can make it look it however you want. It's totally up to you. Okay. I have a question, but on my system. I know, Tarun, that's one issue. So basically for that, we have to start practicing. I know that's one issue. But see, now what I do normally is I always click on my opening bracket to see where I'm closing it. And depending on how much you practice, you'll start understanding where your widget is closing and opening, because this is the only place where actually people get confusion brackets. So that's normal. Getting confusion brackets here is normal because there are a lot of brackets. Everything is continuously opening, closing, opening, closing. So don't worry. once you start coding. And tomorrow I'll find that extension for you, don't worry. I used it a lot of time back, so I don't remember it now. I'll find that extension for you tomorrow. Yes, I'll share the array data. So guys, I'll share this whole array data. I'm not going to share the app. I'll share the whole array data. I'll share the app tomorrow once I complete it. Okay, I want you guys to practice it, but I'll share this array data, don't worry. I'll share this complete array data. I'll give it to the mod, and she will share you, all of you, on the mail or on the community as well. Okay, so our app has started looking good. Tomorrow we will make it look much more better. Definitely guys, tomorrow I'm also going to make this thing look much more better. I'm going to try that. It's looking good now, not very bad, right? It actually looks good. But tomorrow we'll make it look much more better than this as well. And tomorrow the second part will also create the next page. So I'll also show you how to click and go to some other page, or in this case not page, you can call it a view or a screen. So how to click and open a new screen, we'll also learn that tomorrow. And we'll see how to play our audio in the background. We'll see how to play it, pause it, all that stuff. Okay. Varuna, can you please give the community link in the chat? So guys, the community link will be in the chat. So don't worry about the community. You just have, I'll show you how to go there. So just go on LetsUpgrade.in. Okay. Come on. And here, just sign in, and you'll directly have the access to community. Directly have the access to community. Just go ahead and sign in. Okay. Now, guys, one more thing I want to announce is that what we are learning here, again, as I tell you every day, this is just the scratch, the very basic things that we are learning. But if you guys want to learn more and make around 15 projects in app development, okay, and create different apps like Instagram and everything. So if you want to learn more about it, and if you want to learn Flutter from scratch till end completely with all the basic concepts and everything advanced, you guys can check out our full stack app development course. So you can just go to letsupgrade.in. In the program section, you can check out our courses there. So you have full stack app development, full stack web development, full stack Python, full stack AIML. Okay. And the best part is, once you join a course, every session is going to be live every day. Every week you get one-on-one mentoring sessions. So you have basically a trainer with you for 1 hour, 2 hour, like for how much time you need. You can talk, ask your doubts, and we'll solve it. It happens every week for every student. Plus, if you join one course, you get all the other courses for free. You can watch them anytime, any place where you want. And for your course, you'll have to attend it every day live at a particular time. But if you can't, the recorded sessions are also available. Okay, so it's basically a 6 months course, around 6 months course, in which we start from scratch. And after that 6 months, you'll definitely become a full stack app developer or web developer, depending on whatever course you have chosen. And I'll be one of the trainers, and there are a lot of trainers completely skilled in all their subjects. So if you can, see the courses. Otherwise, keep enjoying the essentials. That's totally fine. I come here every week on YouTube to teach you something, so I'll be there always. Okay, so the registration link is also in the chat, fs-yt. Please go there and register yourself. It's not a course enrollment, it's just registration, so that we can talk to you and you can talk to us. That's all. Okay, so if you're interested, please check it out, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see all of you tomorrow exactly at 6:30, where we complete this app fully. We'll play the music. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope to see you all tomorrow as well. Bye-bye, guys. See you tomorrow, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye. And these files will be shared to you. Don't worry. Please register for the course. These files will be shared to you. Okay. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session. Please let me know in the chat. Bye-bye.